wanted to do another video for you. A couple of things I was going to do. I was going to show a few pictures of another Sasquatch, continuing on with my theme of showing you what they look like for those who have had encounters. And then I'm going to do one of those, this is what happens to people who unfortunately are acquainted with Sasquatch or have had encounters or have continuing encounters. And this is to support those who have Sasquatch in or around their home or have had an encounter, and then, once they go back out into the woods and start hiking and fishing and hunting, the encounters continue. And, that doesn't mean you have to stop your activities. I'm going to show you, I was on a regular hike and the Sasquatch do their thing and do some howls and some chatter. And it's just the way it is, They know who I am. They knew I was there. I'm sure this was for my benefit, but I didn't let it run my trip. I was even by myself. But I continued on and didn't let it ruin my day or upset me. I know that takes time, but it can be done. And I just wanted to show you just let you know you're not crazy, and it does happen, and it continues to happen sometimes, and that's just the way it is. And so let's jump right in to the pictures real quick, and then I'll show the other video. This guy right here, this is one of my first really good captures, and this was back on 2009, and I still had a low-def camera. As you can see here, this little guy, I was doing some work, and I had the camera in my hand shooting underneath my belly to the left. And this little guy popped his head up. He's not very big. It's a juvenile. As you can see here, he popped his head up. And right there, you can see close up. And then this little collage here shows you on A29, there he is. And I review my video and see him. There's his little ear, little dome head. I think this is not his nose. That's a finger that's over his nose. That's his cheek, and this is his eye area. And then you can see I went back to the same area now on 9.5, and there's nothing there. So pareidolia clowns can, kiss my fanny. Sorry, but follow it. There's nothing there. So something was there. They had a dome head and was black with brown hair. That's a better close-up. You can see the comparison here. This is the Baker's Creek here, what I call the Baker's Creek area. Again, you can see his brow. Of course, when I blow it up with low def, it's going to fuzz. But you see the finger right there. And let's see, here's a good big close-up right there. Again, I think I think his hand's up. That's a finger over his nose. And he's making sure to hide his eyes. And then one more there. There's on 829, he's there. Same, see this little bush, you can see this little limb structure here, that's it here, and then here you can clearly see it. And you can, right here, you can, obviously he's not there. I mean, a clown. Okay, so let's, I digress. Let's jump. For those who have weird stuff happen, I'll introduce this. I've actually had Sasquatch and these gray alien thingies show up at the same time. This was you can see right here, this is my face. It just started raining, and I'm about a mile back off the trail, and this is an area that I had been doing some stuff and making some structures and trying to elicit some sort of response. And they started stomping the ground, breaking sticks, and doing the mumbling, what I call the mumbling. And it's like you'll hear like a And you're like, what in the world? And basically you hear people talking and you're just out of earshot. So you can't understand what they're saying, but you can hear them talking. And that started happening. And then basically what was happening was from my left and right and from behind me, all kinds of stomping, step breaking, and all this started happening. So I was literally spinning around, totally disoriented, trying to figure out what was going on. And it finally hit me. They were inviting me to leave because the only direction that there wasn't any noise coming was the way out. But basically, this is a Sasquatch that was, I'd kind of zoomed in on him here, or I've highlighted him. There was a Sasquatch that snuck in behind me and froze. And then this thing stuck his head out in a tree back behind the Sasquatch. And you can see it looks like some sort of gray alien. And that's me disoriented and spinning around, jibber jabbering to the camera. So, yeah, unfortunately, these things show up at the same time and together. So, while you're mulling on that, I will play this other video. It's May 30th, 2020. May 30th is a big day. A lot of serious weird stuff happens on May 30th throughout the years. But anyway, so I'm doing a hike, doing my thing, and I have to stop and change the batteries out on my back trail camera. And I hear some howling whoops in the distance. At first, I kind of think maybe there's people coming, but then it's apparent to me that where this is coming from is out in the middle of the boons. It's up in the middle of the mountains. There's no trail where this is coming from, and no one shows up. No one walks down the trail. So you can hear some howls and stuff. And it's just your typical, this is what happens. And this is, what you got to get used to, and it's just the way it is. So I'll play that. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching.
This is a valley, little draw that goes off. Thought I heard something. Right here's a good spot as any to change this out. Just heard a whoop. There's another one. There's a couple long howls came out of that area. And then like a group of people moving around talking to each other. Point where I thought it was a group of people coming off the mountain, and then it quit. I got it recorded. I'm going to point the camera this direction. That was just odd. Very odd. So, just had something really odd happen, and I got it on camera, audio I hope, but So I got it on camera. Just heard a whoop. There's another one. Just heard a whoop. There's another one. Messing around or something. And then it sounded like a group of people were talking to each other and having a good time. And then all of a sudden it just quit and went dead. Now the birds are still singing, so we're good to go.